Hi everybody, Tom Doherty here, and I am going to read you Penguin Cha-Cha by Kristi Valiant. And let's begin. When a dancer tossed her feather bow backstage, Julia noticed a sneaky flipper snatch it in midair. Penguins pounced on hats and clothes, fans and bows. Just what are those fishy penguins up to, Julia wondered. So Julia followed the penguins as they waddled and toddled away. When she got to the penguins' cove, she peeked inside. The penguins stared back at her. Julia saw no hats, no clothes, no fans, no bows. Just what are those fishy penguins up to, Julia wondered. So Julia spied on the penguins from way up high. Were they moving and grooving, whirling and twirling, hip hopping and boogie bopping? Yes, the penguins were dancing. She couldn't believe it. She had to tell someone. Dancing penguins, you say? Nonsense, said the zookeeper. Penguins can't hip hop and boogie and bop. Why don't you go and take another look-see? Julia grabbed a top hat and ran to join the jazzy jitterbug. She bounced into the penguin cove and shouted, "Let's dance." The penguins didn't flap a flipper. They didn't shake a tail feather. They froze like penguin popsicles. But when no one was around, the penguins were having a toe-tapping, knee-knocking, rocking good time. Julia hatched a plan. She would turn herself into a penguin. When the zookeeper saw Julia, he said, "Hey, what are you doing out there, little penguin? You belong in the cove." Julia wiggled and wobbled into the penguin cove. The penguins stared and glared, but still wouldn't share a dance. I know what I need, Julia decided. A dance partner. Hippo agreed to play the part. Julia and Hippo tangoed and fadangoed, hustled and bustled, and wove all over the cove. Still, the penguins didn't budge. Julia trudged home. The basket said, "Thanks for the dance, Julia." The next day, Julia returned for one last try. "Okay, I know you won't let me join your jitterbug," Julia said to the penguins, "but may I please show you the cha-cha? Step, step, cha-cha-cha. Step, step, cha-cha-cha." Julia clapped. Cha-cha-cha. Julia snapped. Cha-cha-cha. Julia swung. Cha-cha-cha. And suddenly she heard tap, flap, cha-cha-cha. Tap, flap, cha-cha-cha. penguins couldn't resist. Tap, flap, cha-cha-cha. They danced with Julia all day long. From then on, Julia always kept her penguin costume handy. Whenever the zookeeper checked on them, all he saw was a group of penguins frozen like penguin popsicles. The next Saturday, at the magic show, Julia noticed sneaky little paws swipe the magician's hat and wand. Now, what are those tricky monkeys up to, she wondered. Oh! The end. Now, my challenge to you is to either draw, write, or act out what those monkeys, the tricky monkeys, are doing with the top hat and wand. Please post all of your wonderful creative ideas down below in the comment area. Until then, Mr. Doherty signing out. Cha cha cha.